A cloud of rainbow powder erupted, painting the air as Victoria Sterling's silver BMW tore through my lawn again. Her pristine blonde bob turned into a psychedelic disaster, her tailored blazer a ruined canvas of reds, blues, and yellows. Her scream sliced through Pinewood Estates. "My car! My clothes! I'll ruin you!" she shrieked, staggering out looking like she'd lost a fight with a paint factory. 6 months of watching this HOA tyrant shred my property and bully neighbors had built to this moment a perfectly orchestrated trap. The crowd, her former victims, stifled grins. Victoria thought she ruled this neighborhood. She was wrong. Dead wrong. It began when I bought my first house post-divorce, craving a fresh start. Pinewood Estates, with its tidy lawns and quiet streets, seemed ideal for rebuilding. My two-story Craftsman at 23 Oak Lane, with a sprawling front yard, was my sanctuary, a place to grow a garden and run my remote cybersecurity job. I spent weeks planning native plant beds, envisioning a vibrant oasis. On my second weekend, as I organized tools in my garage, a woman in designer heels strutted up, her smile as fake as her tan. "Welcome to Pinewood. I'm Victoria Sterling, HOA president," she said, her eyes scanning my yard with disdain. "We have standards here." She handed me a binder thick with rules, paint colors, shrub heights, even mailbox designs. I thanked her, assuming she was just thorough, blind to the storm brewing. Trouble hit 3 weeks later. Tire tracks scarred my lawn's corner. I thought it was a delivery driver or kids, but a discreet security camera revealed Victoria's BMW cutting across my property daily school runs, errands, lunch trips. Each pass gouged my new grass. When I confronted her, she waved me off. "It's just grass. The old owners didn't care. Saves me 2 minutes." Her tone shut down debate. I pressed, citing property damage, and her eyes turned cold. "Your garden beds violate Section 7, landscaping rules." I'd hate to find a newcomer. Stunned, I called the police, but Sergeant Mike Keller arrived, not a patrol officer. He barely glanced at the tracks, calling it a minor dispute. As he left, I overheard him on the phone. "Relax, Victoria, it's handled." Later, I learned Mike was Victoria's brother-in-law, explaining the brush-off. That night, my neighbor, Ethan Cole, a biology teacher with a shy smile, brought over a casserole. "Saw Victoria in the cop car," he said, fidgeting. "You okay?" I explained, and his face fell. "Be careful. Victoria's run this place like her fiefdom for years. The Andersons left because of her." He shared tales of Victoria targeting dissenters with fines, rumors, and board manipulation until they complied or fled. Ethan offered to help draft an HOA complaint, warning it might not work but would create a paper trail. His words rattled me, but I wasn't here to be bullied. I pored over the HOA's rule book, seeking leverage or defense, wondering if I'd bought into a dictator's domain. The next day, I installed more cameras, compliant with HOA aesthetic rules, capturing Victoria's path from every angle. I logged each trespass dates, times, damage estimates in a spreadsheet. If Victoria played by rules, I'd bury her in evidence. 2 days later, a violation notice appeared on my door, citing visible surveillance equipment and a $75 fine. The timing screamed surveillance. Victoria was watching me. Footage showed her slowing by my house, snapping photos. It felt predatory. Ethan helped me appeal, suggesting I consult Robert Finch, a retired lawyer and early HOA board member. Robert, sharp at 75, invited me over. His colonial home boasted the garden I dreamed of. "Victoria's made you her project," he said over coffee. "She thrives on control." He revealed Victoria had rewritten rules, like broadening camera restrictions, and stacked the board with allies. Armed with his insights, I attended the HOA meeting, a sterile affair in the community center. Victoria presided, flanked by silent board members. I presented my footage of her trespassing, quoting rules against property damage, and demanded compensation. The room hushed. Victoria's smile was icy. "Mr. Davis," she'd clearly forgotten my name, "we have channels for complaints. Your cameras violate guidelines, and that lawn corner is a community easement." Her lie about an easement drew skeptical looks. Olivia Chun, a board member and ex-paralegal, watched Victoria intently. I left frustrated but hopeful I had cracked her facade. Victoria retaliated, driving over my lawn multiple times daily, carving deep ruts. Ethan, hearing about the meeting, said, "You rattled her. She usually crushes complaints." We cataloged her violations: overly long holiday lights, non-compliant mailbox, oversized pool fence. Robert advised targeting the upcoming board election Victoria's weak spot. "She needs to seem reasonable then," he said. I connected with other victims, building a quiet coalition. The next week, I installed a compliant picket fence to block Victoria's path. The next day, her BMW plowed through it, splintering wood. I called the police, recorded the damage, and rallied witnesses. Mike Keller arrived, shrugging off my footage. "Could be an accident," he said. Ethan, arriving with his son, fumed. "She's untouchable because of Mike." He helped fix the fence, revealing Victoria had threatened his son's debate team spot for his family's support of me. That night, Olivia visited, unofficial. "The fence was wrong," she said. "I've been tracking Victoria's financial moves. She's untouchable because most board members are scared or loyal." She'd noted uneven rule enforcement, hinting at a broader scheme. An HOA notice claimed my fence broke a rule false, per the guidelines. Robert wasn't shocked. "Victoria invents violations." I demanded a full board inspection. Victoria, Olivia, and 3 others came. Victoria cited fake issues: garden beds too wide, mailbox shade off, cameras invasive, totaling $800 in fines. Post-inspection, Victoria returned alone, adding violations not discussed. Olivia confirmed their absence from the official report. Doubt crept in. Was this fight worth it? I considered selling, but running meant Victoria won, targeting the next owner. Robert called, sensing my waver. "Don't quit. You're not alone." With Ethan, Olivia, and growing neighbor support, plus my tech skills, I had an edge. The election loomed Victoria's vulnerability. I shifted to offense, documenting her allies' violations: unapproved sheds, banned plants, while noting her property's oversized landscaping and unpermitted driveway. I shared findings with Olivia, who added them to her dossier. Ethan connected me with victims like Grace Morgan, who exposed Victoria's use of HOA funds for personal landscaping, and an accountant spotting budget discrepancies. Shockingly, Victoria's husband, Daniel, visited Ethan, admitting he'd found HOA card charges for personal expenses and threatening emails. "I thought she was just strict," he said. "This is wrong." Victoria intensified her attacks. My mailbox was smashed. Fake noise complaints filed. Flyers warned of my disruptive changes. Her BMW kept carving my lawn, even through sprinklers. The July 4th barbecue became my stage. Victoria excluded me, but Ethan slipped me in. I crafted packets exposing her violations, disguised as event programs. Victoria confronted me at the park entrance. "This is private," she hissed. I quoted open event bylaws, handing her a packet. She paled, seeing its contents. I mingled, distributing packets. Reactions varied: shock, nods, fear. Victoria fumed, then exploded near the fireworks. "You're spreading lies," she yelled. "I'll sue you." I stayed calm. "Everything's documented. Want to discuss it now?" She stormed off, vowing I'd be gone by summer. Neighbors planned at the fireworks display. 3 weeks to the election. Grace overheard Victoria planning a surprise inspection, citing fake code violations to involve the city. I prepared but hatched a bolder plan: a non-toxic, biodegradable color powder trap to mark Victoria's trespassing. I consulted Olivia on HOA rules allowing non-harmful aesthetic deterrence. Robert advised documenting intent and materials. I ordered food-grade powder and pressure plates, triggering only under a 1,500 to 2,500 pounds vehicle, coated Victoria's path. My Lawn Guardian algorithm ensured precision with solar-powered, weatherproof dispensers hidden in plants. Installation took 2 stealthy days. At 8:15 a.m., Victoria's BMW rolled up. I watched, heart pounding, as her tires hit the plates. Jets of red, blue, yellow, green, and purple powder erupted, engulfing her car. She braked, skidding, triggering a second burst. The BMW was a rainbow wreck. Victoria stumbled out, a technicolor mess, screaming, "You'll pay." Neighbors gawked, kids cheered, phones recorded. Daniel stared, stunned. I approached, filming. You okay, Victoria? You drove on my lawn again. This complies with HOA rules. Non-toxic washes off. She dialed frantically, demanding my arrest. Officer Ramirez, not Mike, arrived methodical. Victoria raged, but Ramirez reviewed my footage and rules. You trespassed after warnings. This is legal deterrence. File civilly if you want. Victoria was livid. Olivia backed my compliance. Daniel stayed silent. Neighbors buzzed, Grace spreading the tale. That night, Victoria called an emergency HOA meeting to discipline me for malicious damage. The packed community center buzzed. Victoria, faintly blue-tinged, accused me of vandalism. Robert demanded she cite a violated rule. Flustered, she misquoted property damage clauses. Olivia clarified my system's legality. Neighbors shared Victoria's abuses, fines, threats. Daniel stood, dropping a bombshell, receipts for Victoria's HOA-funded spa trips and parties. I ignored it too long, he said. Victoria snapped, accusing me of a conspiracy. Olivia moved for a no-confidence vote, seconded shockingly by a loyalist. The vote was a landslide. 89% ousted Victoria. She stormed out, vowing lawsuits. Daniel apologized, promising restitution. Olivia became interim president, and a reform committee formed. I joined, stunned by nominations. Victoria's lawsuit flopped. My evidence crushed it. A $27,000 misappropriation discovery forced her to repay, with Daniel adding to the HOA fund. They separated, their house listed. A fall potluck replaced Victoria's rigid events, a true community vibe. I spoke, urging a neighborhood of inclusion, not fear. Applause echoed. Later, Victoria visited, subdued, claiming a move. I saw your financial files. They're submitted, I said. Her mask slipped. You ruined everything, she spat. This was my neighborhood. I replied, it's a community now. She left. Their move drew a crowd, clapping not in malice, but closure. My lawn became a community hub, library box, benches, a mosaic path where Victoria's tires once tore. The Rainbow Revolt video went viral, but I let it speak. At the Rainbow Revolt anniversary, Olivia gave me a glittery BMW model for creative cohesion. My trap didn't just stop Victoria, it freed Pinewood.